The Museum of Yesterday, The Portrait That Wasn't Me. This is a story about three Angelteers who arrive at a grand museum where every visitor is given a portrait made from memories, roles, successes, failures, and old opinions. Their 11th miracle-minded adventure begins when they discover that the identity built from the past can be seen without being mistaken for what they truly are. The three Angelteers entered the Museum of Yesterday beneath a marble arch. A curator hurried toward them, carrying three enormous frames. Perfect! Your identities are ready. Spider Monkey's portrait showed ropes, bananas, jokes, races, and one memorable fall into a fountain. This is Spider Monkey. Squirrel Monkey's was filled with maps, plans, missed turns, and organized shelves. This is Squirrel Monkey. Howler Monkey's showed trophies, arguments, speeches, and one unfortunate incident involving a tuba. This is Howler Monkey. Howler smiled. The tuba was misunderstood. Around them, visitors carried portraits everywhere. The one who failed. The successful one. Shy. Too old to begin again. Spider whispered, "These frames look heavy." "They are important," said the curator. "Without your history, how would you know who you are?" Squirrel looked at his portrait. One scene showed the day he had frozen at a crossroads because he was afraid to choose. His mind immediately supplied, "I am indecisive." A faint fragrance of cedar drifted from the courtyard. Squirrel breathed in. "What am I feeling?" "Embarrassed." Howler stepped closer. "About something that already happened?" "Yes." Squirrel looked again. "What am I making it mean?" Spider read the plaque. "Apparently one moment has been promoted to identity." The curator frowned. "You cannot remove important evidence." Squirrel asked quietly, "What is this for?" Then he noticed that every portrait was made from things that had already happened. Not one frame contained this instant. A bell sounded. "Identity parade," cried the curator. Visitors formed a line through the hall. People applauded successful one and avoided failure. The child labeled shy hid behind his frame. Spider walked beside him. "Does that tell me everything about you?" The child shrugged. Spider pointed to a bright kite on his backpack. "Did you make that?" The child nodded eagerly and began explaining wind, string tension, and tail length. Howler grinned. "Your frame has outdated information." At the end of the hall stood a machine, the complete you. Squirrel fed in his portrait. A certificate appeared. Cautious, capable, anxious, loyal, controlling, helpful. Squirrel studied it. Some words seemed fair. Others hurt. "Which one is me?" "All of them," said the curator. "And if one changes tomorrow, we update the certificate." Squirrel smiled. "Then none of them can be what I am." Spider removed his portrait from its frame. "I can remember my past without living inside it." Howler sat is beside it, "And I can learn from yesterday without asking yesterday to tell me who I am today." The elderly monkey, holding too old to begin again, lowered his frame. "I wanted to learn the violin." Howler pointed upstairs. "The music room is up there. But I'm 82. That may affect how fast you climb the stairs." Spider added, "It does not answer whether you may love music." The museum grew quiet. Frames began coming down. Not destroyed, not denied, simply placed on the walls where memories belonged. A record of experience, not a definition of being. The curator looked at her own portrait, keeper of who people are. "If I put this down, who am I?" Squirrel stood beside her. "I don't think another frame can answer that." She slowly leaned it against the wall. The elderly monkey climbed toward the music room. The child ran outside with his kite. Nobody became somebody new. They simply stopped asking the past to define the present. Squirrel looked once more at his portrait. Planning, fear, mistakes, kindness, victories, all part of his experience, none large enough to contain him. A quiet remembrance arose. The Son of God is my identity. They pointed beyond every private label toward an identity shared in love. Outside, the morning sky stretched over the road. Spider asked, "So who are we now?" Squirrel smiled. "I am not the identity I constructed from the past." Howler spread his wings. "Excellent. I was running out of frame space." They laughed and walked on, carrying no portraits at all. Miracle-minded remembrance. I am not the identity I constructed from the past. May we sing, rest, and dance our way home together.